In Santa Barbara, the quality of water in our creeks and ocean is an important indicator of our environment's health. We see how the Creeks Division is restoring habitat for a species that may be one of the best and most endangered water quality testers around. For thousands of years, the steelhead trout was relied upon for sustenance by denizens of the Central Coast. They are a part of our history.
They were part of Chumash subsistence when the Chumash occupied this area, and then later in creeks throughout Santa Barbara County and the Santa Ynez River, there were large populations of steelhead, and the first settlers to this area used steelhead and caught steelhead as a part of their food supply as well.
Yet the steelhead's significance in our past has not guaranteed it a place in our future. Populations of the fish have been severely reduced, mainly due to human-made barriers to its spawning areas. Since the beginning of the century, it is estimated that the steelhead populations in Southern California dwindled to less than 1% of their former numbers. Due to this drastic reduction, the Southern California steelhead trout population, which includes Santa Barbara County, has been federally designated as an endangered species by the National Marine Fisheries Service. But thanks to the work of the city's Creeks Division, one local creek is getting a makeover that could help turn things around.
We have three structures that are totally impassable for steelhead in Mission Creek. One is called the Caltrans channels, and it's a concrete flood control channel. It's a mile long, and we're working on a fish passage project there. The second one is here at Oak Park at Tallant Road. Under the bridge is a concrete bridge abutment and then an apron coming off of the abutment going downstream. When the water passes over that concrete, it's too shallow and moving too quickly for the fish to swim through. And then upstream at Highway 192, there is another bridge that's got the exact same problems we have here at Tallant Road, and we're working with the Kachuma Operations and Maintenance Board on a project up there that they will construct, and then we'll be able to get fish all the way up to Rattlesnake Canyon and Upper Mission Creek.
In order to do this, the Creeks Division began work at Oak Park underneath the Tallant Road Bridge to clear the first of these barriers.
We're removing a bunch of concrete and stuff that was in the creek. We're relocating a sewer line, which gets exposed sometimes and is broken in the past and just isn't in a good location for a sewer line. And then we're modifying under the bridge there that you can see in the background so that steelhead trout can swim through this section of creek.
Yet it was critical for the Creeks Division to make sure that the benefits to the fish did not compromise flood control capabilities.
We have to do all kinds of modeling and studies to make sure that it doesn't impact flooding at all, and this project is good, doesn't impact flooding, won't make the situation any worse at all in this area of the creek.
One way the project will increase the fish friendliness of this passage is by creating small, pool-like areas,
so that the fish have a place to rest, and then they swim up and they have another place to rest, and they can swim up much better than right now, which what was here, which was just concrete and then a really big pool that was hard for them to jump out of, and just a difficult situation all the way around for them to swim in.
Even though the main purpose of the project is to clear the way for the steelhead, the benefits will reach beyond the creek bank.
Each of our projects is also a creek restoration project that provides additional habitat and water quality benefits to the creek. This project here in Oak Park includes the addition of 1,500 native plants that will not only help filter out pollutants in the water, but provide habitat for other animals, birds and other mammals that live along the creek's edge.
Though the project was completely funded through grants and Measure B, some might still question the importance of restoring habitat for a single species of fish. To answer that question, you can look at the steelhead trout as not merely a fish, but also a bellwether of the health of our entire environment. The three primary requirements for fish habitat, low toxicity, low temperature, and high dissolved oxygen content, are the same parameters biologists have encouraged public agencies to honor for optimal water quality standards. In the end, what's good for the steelhead is actually good for humans too.
If you're able to have a species like that survive in your stream, then it's a pretty good indicator. That's why they call it an indicator species a lot of times, that the creek is in fairly good shape. In other words, the water quality is pretty good. We have a nice riparian canopy like we do here in much of the creek. There's upper areas where there's good food and good water for them. And that's a good way to be able to measure whether we're taking care of our local environment.
By taking care of our environment, hopefully many more people will have the opportunity to witness this unique species right in our backyard.
We haven't had any steelhead reports this year, but in 5 of the last 7 years, we've actually seen steelhead swimming up Mission Creek. They're swimming up. It's amazing to see these fish.
All 3 fish passage restoration projects should be completed by 2013. For more information on creek restoration and water quality testing, visit sbcreeks.org. We'll be right back.